everybody, my name is AJ and welcome to my channel. This is my first video I've done in quite a while. Fun fact, I actually just recorded this video, but as I was going into the editing process, turns out the audio got a little weird, so I'm re-recording it again, so at least this time it's gonna be a bit more professional. Anyways, hi, I'm the film fanatic and I love movies, and if you're watching this, you probably love movies too. So let's start a conversation. Today is the long-awaited 12th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, one of my favorite horror games growing up. You know, before I start talking about all the announcements, I do briefly want to go over my memories with FNAF. So, growing up, I loved things like Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles, dinosaurs, Godzilla, but it was the first FNAF game that really got me into scary stuff in general. Let's use this one. So, like I said, growing up as a kid, I loved a lot of different things, but FNAF was the one thing that stood out from any of those things, and, honestly, it's what got me to love horror films and just pretty much anything spooky, which is why FNAF is so special to me. It's one of my favorite franchises growing up. So, to celebrate this game 12 years later, it's just so crazy. I have been growing up with this franchise. I was 5 when the first game came out, which is insane, man. Insane. I do remember finding out this game existed because my dad found the IGN trailer and he showed it to me, and we were both kind of interested, so he downloaded the game on his phone. I don't know if it was exactly 2014, maybe it was like around 2016 when the game's already going on mobile, but I do remember my first experience with FNAF being on the phone. And I didn't grow up like most people with FNAF where they saw through Markiplier. I grew up because my dad introduced me to this new game that he didn't even know what it was. So that made this game really special. So that's my experience of how I was introduced into FNAF. So today we're going to be talking about what we got announced for the 12 years of FNAF. I'm going to be using Johnny Blocks because he usually covers all of FNAF stuff. So, support Johnny Blocks for always keeping track of all the FNAF news. So yeah, just a sneak peek of what we're going to be discussing. For the 12th anniversary of FNAF, we have it announced that we are getting our very own real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. A permanent location opening in 2026. Not 2026, 2027. Oof, that'd be awesome, but no, 2027. Then we have it that it seems like we're getting our new FNAF World 2 game by Megacat Studios. And lastly, we have gotten our first look at what seems to be the new Vanny for Security Breach 2. So, let's begin with talking about probably the biggest news. We have it announced that we are getting our very own Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Now, if you don't know, in New Jersey, there's this mall called the American Dream Mall. It's the second largest mall in the world, I think. In this mall, we are gonna have a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in it. It was announced that we're getting a real-life Freddy's Pizzeria. It'll be a dining experience. We actually have a trailer for it. So, we're gonna start with that right now. Whoa. Not yet. Hold up, let's go to the beginning. Alright, so this is our first look into the mall. So we have lights turning on. Slowly, each and every one of them turn on. Alright. For the Freddy Fazbear Pizza sign. And there you have it. Freddy's coming to life. Grand opening 2027 at the American Dream Mall. So there you have it. I'll turn back on my music. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit more. There we go. We'll go with that. Anyways, whoa. Computer was about to die. That would have been bad. As you can see, I'm recording this, so I don't want this to die. Alright, we're good. Sorry about that. Anyways, as you saw from that teaser trailer, we got ourselves a real-life Freddy's. Now, growing up as a kid, I'm sure a lot of us FNAF fans out there the same way, it has been a dream to get a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza functioning restaurant. FNAF is a game based on like restaurants like Chuck E. Cheese. You know, restaurants like this, Chuck E. Cheese, where it's like you have a cartoon mascot, you have this functioning like children's pizza establishment. It is just like a fun like place to go to. Now, obviously, it's for kids, which is why this game is so interesting, because it's a horror game about that, but it's evil, and dark, and scary. Obviously, there's much more to it than just that, but that's all you need to know to understand why people want this to be a real place, why people dream of visiting a real functioning Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I could show you guys here that Universal Studios last year did their own FNAF experience for Halloween Horror Nights, and we got probably what we thought was going to be the closest thing to a real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I actually had the pleasure of going with my family to check out Freddy's. I absolutely love this experience and all of that. I was going to record a video about that, and I got some footage, but I forgot to make a video about that. So, you know, there's that. But I did enjoy the experience. I do have some photos and videos. I will put them on screen if I have them. You'll see them right now as I'm speaking about the Universal Studios thing. But yeah, I love this experience. It was so cool to see the real Freddy's. Obviously, this version was inspired by the film, the FNAF 1 film. So this one, this New Jersey restaurant, is not based off the movies, it looks like. This is purely based on the games, which means we are getting a third version of the classic Freddy's restaurant. What do I mean by that? Well, here. Think about it this way. We have three interpretations of the original FNAF 1 restaurant. We have FNAF 1, not FNAF 12th, FNAF 1 Freddy's Pizza. We have here, in-game. I'm trying to find a good image. Alright, this is not working. Here, we'll just use this. But the first version of Freddy's is, of course, the classic video game version that we see in the FNAF 1 video game. Dark, you know, kind of creepy at night. We don't get to see this restaurant really in the daytime. But we do get to see what this restaurant looks like at night in its creepy environment. And this has always been the classic version of the original Freddy's restaurant. Then we got the Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios, the big movie versions of the FNAF 1 pizzeria. The one that we saw Halloween Horror Nights, the one that we saw in the first film. That was more of sort of like their version on what a restaurant like that would be. And now we have this version, which is gonna try to make it feel more like a functioning like dining experience, which is very interesting. So we'll have the real life Freddy's, right? The movie Freddy's and the video game Freddy's, which is mind-blowing. I never thought in a million years we'd get a real Freddy's, but it's honestly super, super exciting. I do want to talk about the sign too. Hold on, let me see if I can get a better image. Oh, whoa. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, we'll use this one. So, as you can see in this image, this is the movie sign from the FNAF 1 movie. A lot of this sign's kind of, 50-50 with people. I understand both arguments. On one hand, I love the vintage look to it. On the flip side, it's just weird that a children's restaurant would heavily market their animatronic designs of the characters when this restaurant should probably realistically try to represent their characters in the most friendly fashion. And we all know the animatronics are a little creepy, so it would make sense for the Freddy's restaurant to use a cartoonish version of Freddy on their marketing. A cartoonish version of Bonnie and Chica and Foxy and all these characters. And even Freddy wearing gloves, we don't even see that in the actual film, so I don't know why they put it on the sign. So, some questions like that with the sign. This version, I absolutely love it. This is the perfect sign for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, because you have a cartoon version of Freddy. And yeah, I know it kind of has bits where you could tell it's based off the animatronic model, but it is nowhere near as much as this one. This one feels more stylized in a way where it's like, yeah, I could see this if this was a Chuck E. Cheese. I could see this working. I love the logo for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It's not copying the movie like this. It's their own thing. Very like I explained, I guess, in the past recording of this video that you guys are never gonna see. I said it feels like a modern take on a retro restaurant. Like, if Freddy was a real place in the 80s and 90s, this is like that, but with a pinch of like a modern twist. And I just think that's what this pizzeria sign gives me. I think it works really well, and I absolutely love the look of this restaurant. So I am super hyped for this restaurant. Yeah, grand opening is 2027. It's a permanent restaurant. It's here to stay, only at the American Dream Mall. However, I'm sure if this restaurant gets big, they'll probably try to find some way to get it out there in the world in more places. But yeah, let me know. Are you excited for the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opening up at the American Dream Mall? Will you be showing up, or will you not go because of circumstances? I know this is not exactly an easy thing, especially if you don't live in New Jersey or New York. It's kind of a long trip, so I understand. I will try to see if I could go with my family, my sister and my dad and my mom, and just have a fun time with Freddy's. But yeah, let me know. What is your thoughts on the Freddy's restaurant? What are you looking forward to? What do you want to see in this restaurant? Now, I say that like that's all the news, but there's more to this that we will be getting an announcement on later. So I'll talk more about this later, but I want to jump into the next thing, which is Security Breach 2. I did a short talking about what I want to see in the FNAF Anniversary. I briefly mentioned Security Breach 2, however, I didn't really know if that's what they were going to do. I was more banking on FNAF World 2, which, spoiler alert, we got. Not really spoiler, because I told you at the beginning of the video, and you probably already knew that before clicking on this video. But Steel will have revealed Security Breach 2 with these new images, and giving us our first look at the new Vanny. And my god, is she interesting. Very unique new design. There's a better image of it. I saw somebody. Yeah, here we go. Right here, you can see this person, Twitter user at ClassyDev, I guess, photoshopped and put together the best they can this new look of Vanny. So this is our clearest look at this new design, and I just have to say straight off the bat, very different from the original Vanny. I actually like this look. I think it's definitely darker and scarier, especially with the mask. Like, that mask is just something else, man. Really creepy looking, really scary. In case you don't exactly remember, FNAF Security Breach introduced Vanny, but the design we got is not like the one we're being shown right now. Try to find an official render. We'll just do the artwork, because this seems to be artwork as well. So this was Vanny from Security Breach 1. Very cool design. I still think the design is pretty sweet. I like it a lot. A lot of people obviously liked it. It was just a fun, female villain introduced into the FNAF franchise. However, with this new design, it's definitely 10 times scarier. I mean, from the back, it looks like she has, like, long hair coming down. So, I don't know if that means this mask isn't gonna be like the mask on this one, where the first Vanny had a full-on, like, rabbit suit, like, a bodysuit, like a mascot costume. This was like a full, like, mask, like a full, like, helmet type thing, if you will. If there's hair coming out the back, there's a chance this could be, like, more like the plastic mask from, Security Breach, not Security Breach, Help Wanted. And if, you don't know what I'm talking about, FNAF Help Wanted Vanny mask. With this mask, it was more of a plastic mask, it wasn't like a full helmet mask like how we saw with this one. And I didn't mind this mask, but I will admit I do kind of like this look more than this. However, I think this is like a mix of both, while also doing their own thing. Because if you look, you can see, like, this design isn't really like something that's like supposed to be like a mascot costume. To me, this design screams more of like a serial killer, because what you have here is a full-on like serial killer, like very creepy version of the Vanny mask. Definitely the scariest version we've gotten. Very creepy smile, very sinister eyes. Like, this mask is very, very creepy. Like, way more creepier than this one and this one, which I think is great, because that could potentially mean we're getting probably the scariest version of Vanny in Security Breach 2. What I think is interesting is how this design differentiates itself. Like, you have hair. I'm assuming it's hair, or maybe it's like a bow. I don't know. I'm guessing it's hair because it goes all the way down here. But like, you can see this is obviously supposed to be a knife. I don't know what she's holding right here. But you have right here like a full-on like black bodysuit, which like I think fits well. It looks pretty good. I definitely, so far, think this design is awesome. I can't wait to see more of this Vanny look. To me, this gives me the impression that whatever Security Breach 2 is, it's definitely going to be more creepy, more darker. So we could see darker versions of the classic like Security Breach characters, maybe darker versions of the Glamrocks, I don't know if this means Glitch Trap is also back, which I would love. Maybe we get a new version of Glitch Trap. But the question everybody's asking is, who is this? Because at the end of Security Breach, it was theorized that Vanny overcame Glitch Trap. We know there was the Princess Quest ending in the first Security Breach, where people were like, okay, so she got over Glitch Trap. We already know in Help Wanted 2 that Glitch Trap basically was crushed and killed. But Vanny's back. So either Vanessa is so jacked up where she can't escape this dark side, but now if on Glitch Trap's influence, we get to see her go all out like psychopath. Or two, this is somebody else. which is the one I'm leaning more on. This is somebody else taking on the mantle of Vanny. Maybe Glitchtrap survived. Maybe he found someone else willing to do the task. Or, yeah, what if it's someone who saw the Vanny murders and knew about the Vanny killings and is trying to carry out the legacy of Afton and Glitchtrap and all that, but they don't have the assistance of Glitchtrap. They don't have the guidance or help. So this is just some rogue, crazy girl trying to be the next Vanny, trying to kill people, trying to do it the Afton way, if you will. And that could explain the difference in design. More of a serial killer look with like a black bodysuit, you know. It kind of reminds me of Catwoman, honestly, if you know what I'm talking about. Like the Tim Burton outfit, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, hold up. Maybe I could pull it up. Catwoman, Tim Burton, like Timothy Burton. What the heck does that even mean? But like, hold on, let me see if I can get like a good outfit. This one. This is what I'm talking about. Like the outfit, like the way this outfit looks, I think is kind of similar to what this is. I know it's like a random out of nowhere, just like something, but like, am I the only one who gets that impression? The red hair, I think, if that's hair, which I'm assuming it is, very long hair too, which if that is hair, 100% not Vanessa, because Vanessa's not a redhead, at least, I don't think so? Is Vanessa? I don't think so. Isn't she blonde? Vanessa, FNAF, it's probably gonna pull up the movie version, but like, look at here. Yeah, no, she's definitely not a red. I can't believe I asked that. Like, obviously she's not. Not even the movie version is. So, like, if that is really hair, this is definitely someone entirely new, which is exciting. I'm curious to see what this new version of Vanny is and how they fit into whatever Security Breach 2 is. That's kind of all there is right now for Security Breach 2. But I'm really happy with this new design for Vanny. I absolutely love this design. Very creepy. Like I said, very, very serial killer. Just gives me like full like psychopath slasher vibes. And if so, bring it on. We already know William Afton's Springtrap, you know, it's kind of been like sort of like going on that climb to become the next like iconic slasher, with him being added to Dead by Daylight to be right alongside classic horror villains. If FNAF 3 does it right, Afton could become another iconic horror villain. So I would love to see them maybe try to do the same thing with Vanny, this new version of Vanny, you know, bring that darkness and that sort of slasher vibe to Vanny. You know, this is supposed to be like FNAF, like when it's like a little bit more in the future. So we could see like a modern day version of like a slasher. We could see her use technology to her advantage. Sorry. I'm just excited for this, is my point, okay? Like, this is all super exciting, and I love this design. I'm so glad Vanny isn't just being left, you know, being done with. Like, really, really excited for this. So, let me know. What is your thoughts on this new design for Vanny? And more importantly, what do you think Security Breach 2 is going to be? I'm very curious. Keep glancing at this one of someone who supposedly pieced the image better. Yeah. Looks good. Scary. Not really much else to change or I guess maybe it was. I don't know. But, whatever it is, let me know your guys' thoughts, okay? What is your thoughts on the new design for Vanny? What do you think? And do you prefer this new design, or are you still someone who prefers the classic Vanny look? I already said I think I like this design more, and it reminds me of like a Catwoman, so very interested to see how this goes. So, there is that announced. Where did it go? There it is. We also have the announcement of FNAF World 2, which is insane. I want to play you this clip from a short I uploaded yesterday on Friday. I saw a lot of discussions. We're going to go over that in a second. So I want to play this clip. Reminder, I recorded this voiceover on Thursday so it could be uploaded on Friday. I had no idea there was going to be a FNAF World announcement. But this is what I discussed in the video for FNAF World. Hold up, it's too quiet.
I love FNAF World and I think it's super fun, and I do think Scott should give it another chance, and I do think if we got a FNAF World 2, it could be sweet. Now, what kind of game would that be? I would want it to be something crazy, right? This is gonna sound insane, but could you imagine a FNAF World like Sonic Frontiers or The Legend of Zelda, mixing up RPG elements and like team building and maybe like a Minecraft element? I don't know, just something crazy experimental like that, I think could go a long way. And honestly, I think it could show how crazy of an idea FNAF World is. But I also think it'd be really fun. But if you want to keep the whole...
Alright, that's all I talk about when it comes to FNAF World, because that's where I transition into Security Breach 2, which I didn't really say much of. But as you can see, in that clip, I discussed a very, like, crazy version... Oh, wait, hold up. We need our music. I pitched a crazy version of FNAF World, a very, very wild version of FNAF World, but that's because I see so much potential in this game. FNAF World is such a fun, like, game experience, and there's so much potential for it, and I really think if you lean into FNAF World and just do something fun and crazy, like, you could have a very, very good game. So, what does it mean since Megacat is making this game? Well, Megacat Studios is the same studio who made the recent Into the Pit game, which I absolutely loved. I thought this game was awesome. I think it was a fun experience, like, really, really good game. Little retro horror, like, spin-off title. And that's actually what I talked about with the FNAF World game in here. How it just be like a spin-off title, like Into the Pit. And I saw a lot of people talking about that, like here. Like, someone was confused, like, saying, like, well, how would that fit in the lore? But I then, was like, it'd be a spin-off title, so it doesn't necessarily have to tie into the lore, like Into the Pit. Into the Pit didn't tie in to, like, Security Breach or something. It was just a fun little game. Yeah, maybe you could pull some things if you really looked hard enough, but it's not something like a mainline title. So, like, a lot of stuff that I loved all the discussion here. That's what I want to do on my channel, just bring discussion, and so I could see, like, some interest in an idea like that. And so, obviously, this game might not be like a Sonic Frontiers or Legend of Zelda type thing where it's like free roam and exploring, but at the same time though, what if it was? Like, realistically, in the comments, if Scott Cawthon told you that you could decide what the next FNAF World game is and how it would work, what would you want in a FNAF World game? Like, let me know what is something you want from a FNAF World 2. Personally, for me, I would love a game where maybe you play as the main four at first, okay? Maybe something happens on Fazbear Hills where all the animatronics get kidnapped. Maybe you do something similar to the FNAF World game where, like, maybe there's like a new villain going around terrorizing, or maybe you lean into like a cartoonish sort of story of like maybe something like maybe He-Man. Maybe there's this new powerful item. Like, maybe we just go full Skeletor with Springtrap in this one. Of just him being like a full-on like cartoon villain. Like, hold on, Skeletor. This is more of just an excuse just to mention Skeletor. Like, look, what if we had a FNAF game where something happened in Fazbear Hills, where all the animatronics get turned evil or get kidnapped, or maybe nobody turns evil, but what if the world's divided into like factions and like different environments, and so like each animatronic society, if you will, has like their own animatronic way of living. Like, maybe the FNAF 1 pizzeria is like a very local sort of homey people, then maybe they don't leave the city, so they're very familiar with like a city environment. And throughout the game, they have to build skills and abilities to try to learn how to adapt in this world, this bigger world than they realize. Maybe the FNAF 2 animatronics are like failed, like, what if they're like evil clones of the FNAF animatronics that work for Springtrap? maybe Springtrap, like in a Skeletor fashion, wants to get like this like item or like power or something, and like he's working to get like these animatronics to go get it for him. Maybe then you have to play as a FNAF 1 animatronics. Maybe they know Springtrap, and so they know what he's capable of, and I don't know, just like a fun adventure. We have to level them up. Maybe as you defeat enemies, maybe you could create friends, and so you can add them to your team and sort of mix around, sort of like classic FNAF World. You know, different characters do different things. Have the RPG element return, but stylize it more. Add some uniqueness, something like, I don't know if you guys seen it with the newest Warrior Cats game. I'm not big on Warrior Cats. My sister is a big Warrior Cats fan. But that is also going to be a RPG. It's not showing up. Clans of the Forest. But like, hold up. This one. This game is gonna be like RPG, and it has those adventure elements, and it's stylized. But like, what if we do something like that with FNAF World, where you play as these characters exploring this new environment, they discover things, maybe like Sonic Frontiers, you know, they're looking for things, you have to defeat levels, there's enemies, you know, they can level themselves up, you come across other FNAF animatronics, you defeat them for them to join your side, and they do different things. Maybe there's even like different skins you could get. Maybe if this game gets so popular, and this is really out there and I doubt it'll happen, but what if this game gets popular where there's DLCs where you get to add in other franchises like Huggy Wuggy, Bendy, like something fun like that? What if there's like an online mode where you maybe could create your own animatronics and like have them go against other people's like groups? Like what if this game you could like create your own animatronic society, and then you have to send them to attack other people? Like, I could go endless with ideas for a FNAF World game, and that just shows you the untapped potential of this. So I'm really curious what they decide to do. I just hope they have fun with it. I hope they don't go strict and like try to keep too close to the original game. Pull certain parts from the game, but add in your own twist to it. Do your own unique thing with it. Make it just like a fun experience. I think something like that could go a long way. But that's where I'm going to leave it there for the FNAF World talk. So let me know what you think of a FNAF World 2. Like I said, what do you want from a FNAF World 2? What are some games you think they should pull from? Just let me know. Let me know. And also, I've been playing FNAF World Refresh. It's been a while since I have, but if you guys would like me to play it on the channel, maybe continue talking about ideas I have for a FNAF World game while playing that, let me know. I would love to do that too. However, that's kind of it when it comes to the big announcements. There is still some more stuff I could cover about the restaurant stuff, but then I guess we could start wrapping it up and going overall my thoughts on just everything that was announced and if this was a good announcement. Alright, so going back to the restaurant talk, we already discussed the stuff relating to where it is and stuff, but how it's gonna work, we already got it news from Scott Games that this is a new permanent mall. It's not going anywhere. Here's some artwork from the restaurant. I love this advertisement. I love the stylization of these animatronics. I love the way they look. You have Freddy, Bonnie, Chica. For those of you wondering how Foxy's gonna work, they actually have discussed that, and I think it sounds very interesting. I just think this looks really cool and really exciting, and I think this is gonna be such an awesome experience, and I cannot wait. Could you imagine if like this restaurant gets so popular where like maybe during the holiday season you get like a Christmasified like twist to the restaurant? Maybe when it's October, maybe the restaurant goes more creepier, maybe there's like malfunctions, maybe you hear like spirits talking, or just like they try to give you hints of like supernatural while you're dining, but like nothing like a Halloween Horror Nights where like a guy comes out and like tries to like attack you or something. But something else like you be dining, then maybe the animatronics glitch out, maybe the lights go out, or just something weird like that during Halloween where it adds it to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can have fun with a restaurant like this. However, they had discussed more on what they want to do with this, so I'm going to be reading the details here thanks to Johnny Blocks. So More details on the real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opening in New Jersey next year. The American Dream is bringing the virtual world of Five Nights at Freddy's to life with the debut of the world's first permanent immersive restaurant experience opening in 2027. Developed in collaboration with Scott Games, the experience will be a functional reimagining of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, designed to immerse guests in the world of the iconic franchise. Visitors will be able to dine at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, play arcade games, experience animatronic stage shows featuring Freddy and the Fazbear Band, visit Foxy's Pirates Cove, and step behind the curtain for immersive multiplayer survival horror experiences. Additional details, including the official opening date and ticketing information, will be announced at a later date. So, first off, we haven't heard that you'll be able to dine at Freddy's, which is the number one thing I was so curious about. And I'm so glad this is going to be a dining experience. I know they say it was like a functioning restaurant, so obviously, but like, I just want to hear that, like, for sure. It's like you'll be able to eat food at Freddy's just like a regular restaurant, which is so exciting. Like, a couple weeks ago, me and my family took a trip to Santa Cruz and Monterey. In Monterey, we got to see Bubba Gump's. We got to eat at Bubba Gump's, which, if you haven't gone there, awesome place. It's a fun little restaurant based off a movie. I've never seen the movie. My dad's a little familiar with it. We went here. And it's basically a restaurant based on a movie. And the restaurant is a functioning restaurant, but it's stylized and themed around the film. So if you know the film, there's a lot of Easter eggs and fun little things to do. But like, the restaurant's having fun serving food to you while also at the same time being themed around a popular film. And when I went here, I was like, you know, something like this for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza would be really, really cool. Like, could you imagine a Freddy's like this? And it's real. That's basically what they're doing, except this is like a full building, like a full establishment you can find in multiple places around the world. The Freddy's thing is something exclusive to the New Jersey American Dream Mall, which is fine. I'm sure maybe eventually they'll try to get this into other malls or other places, or maybe they'll try to build a whole place on its own based around it. I don't know. There's a lot of potential though. They say here you could play arcade games, and that's awesome. That's exciting. Playing arcade games. I'm wondering if they'll just be like random arcade games, or if maybe there'll be some arcade games based around maybe the FNAF games. Maybe you'll play a FNAF 1 arcade game. Maybe you'll be able to play a retro FNAF World or just other FNAF games. What if they have Into the Pit as an arcade game, like, or some of those arcade games that we saw in the Into the Pit game? Like, that could be really interesting, and I would hope they bring something like that in. Something exclusive that you can only get in the Freddy's arcade. They also said that we're going to be getting animatronic shows featuring Freddy and the Fazbear Band, which is so exciting. So cool. I cannot wait to see that. Experience animatronic shows. I wonder what kind of music the animatronics will do, what kind of shows we'll get. If it's more of like a performance of the animatronics playing tunes, maybe they're exclusive like Freddy Fazbear tunes and jingles that you can only hear at Freddy's. Maybe it's remixes of classic FNAF songs. What if they play FNAF songs and perform FNAF songs? What if maybe they have fun stand-up comedy and animatronics joking around and having fun? Something like that. However, for Foxy, they said that you will be able to visit Foxy's Pirate Cove, step behind the curtain for an immersive multiplayer survival horror experiences, not one, multiple with an S. That's interesting. Because, yeah, you could be dining too, but if you still want that scary experience, something like Halloween Horror Nights, you could get that. And it even says multiplayer. So, I'm very curious what that is supposed to be. I don't know if that'll be like, maybe like office survival, like the animatronics try to get you, but whatever it is, there's potential for it to be really, really, really good and really creepy. So excited for that. More information will be announced at a later date. We actually got this concept art, I believe, tied in with this. And this just looks awesome, man. This seems to be the opening lobby where people will be and come in. Really cool. Really excited. A lot of cool posters. I hope they recreate these posters with the animatronics and just the environment of the restaurant. But if not, in-game posters would still be really cool and honestly really wholesome to see. So, you know, there's that. There's all the information for the Freddy's restaurant. And that's kind of all we know for this thing, this awesome new project. I'll be sure to keep up to date with this and pretty much all the other things that got announced today. And try to post more videos, maybe some theories on, you know, just stuff, what's going on. Yeah. So, with that being said, that is all we got announced for the 12th anniversary as of right now. Now, the day's not over. There could still be more. In fact, I'm gonna quickly check maybe if there's anything new. You know? Maybe see, is there any new information? Okay. Don't look like there's anything new. So, we'll start wrapping up. So that was all we got for the 12-year anniversary for FNAF as of right now. No movie news, unfortunately. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the 12th year anniversary of FNAF. What was your favorite announcement? Are you excited most for the Freddy's restaurant? Are you excited for Security Breach 2 and what that new Vanny design could mean? Are you excited for the new FNAF World 2 and that I freaking called it, bro? I mean, not really just me. A lot of people were hoping it was this. But, I mean, how convenient, right? But, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on everything we got announced and what you're most looking forward to. Some theories regarding to maybe what that horror survival experience at the restaurant's gonna be. What could be going on with the new Vanny design or who that is. What could be going on with FNAF World 2. What kind of experience would you want with that game? And, most importantly, tell me how you were first introduced to FNAF. Or maybe your favorite FNAF memory. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I was introduced to FNAF because of the IGN trailer, and my dad and me discovered it together. So, a lot of fun memories of that. Yeah. That's all for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me to discuss all of this upcoming news for FNAF. And, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you next time on maybe some more FNAF stuff. Or maybe I'll talk about something else. Like, I saw a lot of people who are also really interested in my discussion for the Walton Files movie. And how I thought a Walton Files movie needs to happen. And so if you want me to go deeper in that in a full discussion like this, I would love to do that. If you want me to talk about something else like Obsession, Backrooms, maybe another horror game, or I don't know, just let me know. And also, let me know if you guys wanted to see a full video discussing Ghost Rider. I know Ghost Rider has nothing remotely close to relate to FNAF, but like if you want to hear me discuss Ghost Rider and how I think he'd be fun for the Marvel Universe, let me know. I would love to do a video talking about that as well. Want to hear me talk about Skeletor? Maybe reflect on some FNAF games? I don't know. Let's just start a conversation and have fun. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So, have a good day, and, be safe.
That's it for today, and remember, trust me! Just me!